Can anyone make a difference?
In the way, I don't want to say yes, because people has the tendency to change up on folks.
Anyone can make a difference.
Miss Klapakis has energy that I don't think anyone has.
I think the commitment of time and energy is what's lacking in most of us.
How do I even explain that? I mean, there is no magic to this.
Anna's just in touch with her surroundings and in touch with life.
If you want to make a difference, if you want to make a difference, you can make a difference. Since way back when, I knew I wanted to work with persons with a disability. Quite honestly, I never actually saw myself as a classroom teacher, but somehow I ended up a classroom teacher working with persons with a disability. So here's your $5, and you're gonna need another $1 for what?
Tax.
God love ya. $6. Good job, good job. $5. You know, my high school yearbook says, as far as, you know, the seniors graduating, what do you see yourself doing? And in my high school yearbook it says, I will be a teacher of the handicap. So 26 years later, I'm living my dream job and having a great career life. We are from a community-based class from the Buffalo Public School District, and community-based means we do in-school training, money counting, time telling, practicing filling out employment applications, and then we have a parallel community component, in which case we bring them out into the natural environment, means the actual environment, and then we put into use the skills we've practiced in the artificial environment of the classroom. In the front, in the front. Come on. Back table. Back table.
She is everything to me, especially, when it comes to school. I can ask her anything, she's, always there for me to help.
I love Anna. I think Anna is one of the greatest people I have ever met. I think she is a phenomenal teacher. She teaches her students life skills. She teaches them everyday lessons. She teaches them how to behave properly. She teaches them how to be kind. That kindness is always important in, a day, to always smile at somebody, that a smile can change anything.
Go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. The students volunteer at Loaves and Fishes Soup Kitchen each Tuesday, and my class has done so for the past 3 years, along with Mrs. Allen. And it just teaches them to be thankful for what they have, and they're learning job skills incidentally.
I'm Ann Harrington. I run the Loaves and Fishes dining room, and I met Miss Klapakis, Miss Kay, probably 3 years ago now, when she began bringing her students here to work on Tuesdays here at the soup kitchen. She makes sure that the children who come here, whatever their difficulties may be, learn something every day. They work every day. They've been a great benefit to our program.
I met Louis Walton about 8 to 9 years ago when he was a student in the room adjacent to my classroom. He wasn't my student, but he was within our community-based program.
They wanted to put him in an institution. I said, no, I'm taking my baby home with me. And he said, I'm proud of you, Miss Walton. I'm really proud of you. He said a lot of mothers are not like that.
Louis is 21. He has Down syndrome, and he is absolutely amazing because Louis Walton is an ambassador for all others with the developmental disability of Down syndrome.
He is an amazing guy, and he's funny, and I love being around him. And he there's not a person who sees him that doesn't smile.
Are you here with Miss K?
Yeah.
What do you do here? Do you feed food to hungry people?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just love that little fella. And he always asks me, Mom, you okay? I said, yes, Louis, I'm okay. He said, Mom, you my flower. I said, well, you my flower too.
So some guy was cleaning out, he's moving, and he free-cycled everything in the garage. Mrs. Allen, my wonderful teacher aide, noticed a drum set that had been covered up with a sheet. So Dolly looked into it, and the man said he wanted $250 for it. So we put together a little can. It became the by Louis Walton, a drum set canister money shaker. And I went out in the hallway and I shook the kids down, and the first kid, Ryan, gave me a $20 bill, and then 3 teachers followed with a $20 bill, and one teacher was going out to dinner with friends, and she came back the next day with $147, and somehow we ended up with $250 in 2 days, and we went and we purchased the drum set for Louis Walton.
Actually, the Louisville project morphed from something very simple. Anna was looking to help Louis, who's aging out of the school system, to get him to go to the prom with all the general ed students, to give him the full high school experience.
So I couldn't ask his family to put forth the money for these expenses. They simply don't have it, and I didn't want them to feel bad about not being able to provide for Louis. So I sent out a very generic, innocent email to all my Bennett colleagues saying, hey, you all know Louis, you all love Louis. What you don't know is his family really struggles. If you could drop off a couple of dollars, we'd really appreciate it to help pay for all of these expenses. And within 2 days, 48 hours, everything was paid for. The prom tickets, the senior dues, every single thing was paid for. Louis's date at the prom this year is Maisha. Maisha has a swatch of her dress with her so we can match the colors. That's why we're going to the mall today, to go to Tuxedo Junction.
Hi, Louis. What's your last name, okay, Louis?
Walton.
Spell Walton, please.
W-A-L-L. Say it again.
W. A.
M-A-U.
D-O-N.
One of the teachers knew someone who worked in the headquarters of Tuxedo Junction, made contact with this individual, and she called down to the store and arranged for Louis to go in for a fitting and order whatever it was he wanted, and everything would have been paid for, and indeed it was.
Ready for prom?
Yeah.
Gonna dance with Maisha?
Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
You gonna dance?
Oh, you know that's all he does is dance. You know that, right? In my letter, I had stated that the family, they struggle with even keeping up the house.
One of those things very hard, My mom has her right leg amputated, so she can't. My mother she can't get up and do everything like she used to.
A couple of days later, a colleague of mine, Dan, comes in, and Dan says, Anna, what's going on with the house? What do you mean they need help with it? So I said, well, I know when I bring Louis home at times, I look up and I see this gaping hole in the ceiling. The drywall's completely missing, and Mom tells me when it rains outside, it pours inside. So he said, do you think we could go take a look? Dan, I, and the secretary, Tamala, went over to the house, took a look, and Dan said, wow, it's a lot more, involved than I thought it was. Going to take more than just the 2 of us, but if we can get a bunch of, the teachers together, we can come over and make a difference. So I sent out my next email, and within no time, we had the list. We had responses like, I hate to paint, but I absolutely love to clean, or not good at cleaning, not good at painting, but I can lift heavy things. So we've just assembled our list of who's good at what, and so June 12th, we're going in.
You're graduating, did you know that?
Yes.
What are you going to do next year with No Bennett?
Well, I hope I'll be able to get him in a program that he know he'll be going out in the morning. It might be a little working field or something like that.
We all love Louis, and we want the best for him and for his family.
It's gonna be kind of awkward when he graduates because he's gonna say Bennett and we're gonna say no.
Or Miss K. Miss K.
I mean, Miss K will always be around.
Just because he's aging out of the school system doesn't mean he's aging out of the Anna system. You don't age out of the Anna system. I'm sure she'll be following forever.
I've gotten these things that I'm storing in my friend's location here. This is the Louisville Tools storage, because I have another one up the road where somebody's garage is storing all the furniture we're going to be selling at the upcoming fundraiser, the rummage sale portion of it. This innocent looking pile of stuff here is actually my ghetto stash of nails. Look at all of these nails. I can't even lift it. Pounds and pounds of nails. Pretty much taken over her shed with things too. So, see, don't worry about that getting rained on, because actually a friend of mine is also on her way to the store now to get a tarp to put over this so we don't have to worry about the elements. Now for things we do have to worry about the element, beautiful cute little shed, not being used much, so I took it over.